Well, just days before the media began going after Ben Carson, the doctor was the target of a scathing article from another African-American man who broke barriers. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar got national attention for a piece he posted in Time magazine, arguing that Ben Carson is terrible, in his view, for black Americans, in part because he feels that, quote, his repressive, muddled, and pious policies and opinions often run against our Constitution. He goes on to say, and it would definitely not be good for African Americans to have a president who flounders helplessly in office because it would perpetuate the stereotype that blacks can't be effective CEOs, quarterbacks, and leaders. Joining us now in a Kelly File exclusive, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, six-time NBA champion and author of the new novel, Mycroft Holmes. Let's start with Ben Carson and your criticism of him. I mean, I should say you are an open Democrat, so it's not particularly surprising you're not in the camp of Ben Carson. But what is it in particular that led you to hit him as, you know, somebody who would be terrible for black people?
Well, I just think that someone who doesn't have the experience of governing and know about the art of compromise, which is what our legal system and our legislative system is based on, someone who doesn't know about how to operate in that system is going to have a tough time. Do
you feel like that's true of all of the so-called outsiders in this race, or is there a particular issue with Dr. Carson?
I think someone that has had the experience and knows what governance is all about and is willing to use the system to work for all of us, I think that would be the best choice.
Do you think that, you know, that he is held, because some of his defenders in connection with this whole, you know, did he exaggerate his biography, dust up, and so on, have come out and said, quoting from back in the Clarence Thomas confirmation hearing days, this is a, quote, high-tech lynching. And they've gone on to say, in their view, this is his defenders, this is another example of how black conservatives are held to an impossible standard.
Well, you know, I'm not trying to take him to task for some of the things that he may have remembered incorrectly. You know, that happens to people. I just did an autobiographical documentary, and it was hard for me to remember every fact of my life correctly. So, you know, I'm not going to be on his case for that. I'm just trying to focus in on what he says his policies might be and say that, you know, some of them, most of them, don't make any sense.
So there, as you mentioned, there is a new HBO documentary out about your life, your conversion to Islam, your incredible rise to stardom. As a young man, even in the 8th grade, you became nationally known.
When you think about what he's meant to LA sports and what he's meant to the NBA and what he's meant to young players like myself, it's off the charts. And so I'm just happy that I got a chance to play alongside of him. I'm just happy that we can call each other friends.
Do you think that they've captured you, and do you feel recognized in the way that you should be, given your accomplishments?
I thought HBO did a great job. It really gets it down as to exactly what happened, and I try to be as frank and honest as I can.
People should check it out because it's an incredible telling of your life story, and just the details of it are very moving and inspirational. Before I let you go, I have to ask you about Mycroft Holmes, because we're all getting to know him more because of the show Sherlock Holmes. That's been, you know, a series now, yeah. Right? So now what made you take a look at the elusive older brother?
Well, I kind of thought, how did Sherlock get to be Sherlock, and how did their circumstances, how did they evolve? So there's very few paragraphs about Mycroft in Mr. Doyle's original work.
Right.
So that gave me an opportunity to go back and invent a little bit of history and do what most novelists do, take something juicy and try and run with it.
Kareem, it's great to see you.
It was great talking with you, Megyn. Thank you.
All the best.